So here we go again. Here we go again. She's back. So this is number 2, part 2 of these are the questions that all you wonderful people sent me. In case you didn't see the one before this, I asked you to write questions in the comments, and by George, you did. And I just wanted to thank all of you for doing it because it made me so happy. And a lot of these questions, when I read them out loud, my guides came in and answered them when I just said them out loud. And some of them I did write down the answers to, and some of those I didn't even read on. Have you noticed from the first ones? So, where are we at on this now? Okay, we just talked about Leonard Leo and them testifying at the end of the last one. Okay, boy, do I want to know too. And I guess if they're not, I can't see them holding one accountable without the other, because this probably should be asked in 2 parts. But some wonderful person sent me, will Steve Bannon and Roger Stone be held accountable? We'd all like to see that, wouldn't we? I don't know what's going on there. Somebody's dragging something. But let's just hope that they know a lot more about this than we do. And so I'm going to quit griping about it, but they definitely need to be right in the middle of this. Steve Bannon, I don't know why. This just drives me crazy. So he was, what do you call it when you, God, same thing Trump does all the time. Once you get convicted of something, you know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. You appeal it. So he didn't go to jail because he had a judge. He could have went to jail for ignoring that subpoena. He got found guilty, but he was appealing it, and because he had a Republican judge, this is Steve Bannon, they didn't put him in jail. They let him stay out on appeal. Well, now he's lost the appeal. And I heard somebody talking the other day, and they said he was out on appeal. So is it because he's got the same judge and he's reappealing it? I mean, I don't know how that works. But anyway, so we'll read on Steve Bannon first. Is Steve Bannon going to meet his Waterloo? Let's put it that way. His time's coming. Excuse me. I hate that. I hate to read on him. Steve Bannon, what's going on with you? Why aren't you in jail? You should be in jail right now. That's another thing. How do they expect to put Trump in jail when they won't even put Steve Bannon in jail? Sometimes I just want to tear my hair out, and I'm sure all the rest of you do too. It'd be a lot happier country if they'd start just going by the law and taking care of the people with money and press high up on the hierarchy, just like they would one of us. Everybody'd be so much happier. It would make everybody have some faith back in the U.S. But as long as they let them all walk over the judges, walk over the courts, walk over everything else, it makes people just feel totally helpless. Totally helpless. It makes everybody feel helpless. They don't realize the damage they're doing by not treating Trump just like an ordinary citizen when it comes to this. So this is Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon. He better go get dried out before he goes in jail, or he'll end up getting the DTs and be really super sick when he first goes in. But he knows that on some level. I'm sure he's been there. It looks like he's probably been there before. I don't think he's ever dried out before, but he knows how it works. So this is, he's in trouble. Not just for scamming all those people out of the We Build the Wall and keeping it, but for other stuff too. So he's definitely in trouble with the law. I don't know why what they're trying to balance. I guess maybe trying to figure out what to go after first on him, what to put him in jail for first. I don't know. It's some kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other here. Trying to find out where some money is. Maybe trying to find out what country's financing him or something. Well, Steve Bannon's not worried about it. He just thinks he's got this covered. Maybe he's trying to deal his way out of here, because I don't think they're trying to give him a deal of any kind. Here's somebody getting a deal. So maybe he's thinking, he's talking to somebody and saying, I'll do this, or I'll do that, or I'll give you this, or I'll give you that. I don't know. Here's a blockage. Why isn't he in jail? Here he's being blocked again. Just like it wasn't in my questions, but the guy that sat there playing games all the way through the insurrection, the president's advisor, I can't think of his name right now. I'm having one of those senior moments I was talking about, or maybe it's a card reading moment, because my mind does go kind of blank when I start doing this. I see him in my head, but I can't come up with his name. But I'd like to know why nobody's talking about him. I guess he is going to be one of the witnesses in the case in D.C. The one that Stephanie, whatever her name was working for. Seems like his name's Steve too, but I don't think so. Anyway, I can't stand him. But anyway, yeah, he, whatever. Let's get back to what we were on. We were looking for Steve Bannon. I can't believe these cards. I can come back and read them to you. Instead of doing it as I turn them over. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. This is good. And this is good. So, okay. So, at least some stuff came in. So this is the DOJ, and this is them trying to figure out what to charge him for and where to charge him first, even for heavier stuff than he's already in trouble for. Because he's already been found guilty, but he could be in jail while he's doing this. Maybe that's why he's trying to negotiate with him about. To stay out of jail for a little while longer or something. Got the Queen of Pentacles. This is some kind of money lady. I think he's connected to that lady that's got that family that's got all the money. Can't think of their name right now, but you know the Republican family that's got all the money, the ones that run Turning Point and all that kind of crap. So he's still feeling pretty smug that he stayed out this long. He's trying to tell them to make a deal just to stay out of jail before he has to go to jail. That's what I think this is. And this is him coming up against it's not going to work. He's going to get blocked. This blows my mind because he still thinks he's such a star that if he can just hang on till Trump gets back in there, he'll have it made. But this is not going to work. Look at this. He's not. His star has pooped its pants here. And here's the cops coming in, or whatever you want to call them, DOJ coming in after him. And this is him just telling everything he knows. I don't know if he thinks it might even just skim a few years off of it. I don't know. He's damn near as old as I am. I don't know. Maybe when he sobers up, he'll want to talk more. I don't know. But this is him just talking. So maybe that's the reason he's not in jail already, is that's Steve Bannon, is because he's already been found guilty. He's already appealed it. He's lost his appeal, but he's still not in jail. What's going on? And it looks like he's doing a lot of talking. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they're just trying to bluff him or let him stay out of jail till he gets through talking. I don't know. It looks like something's going on there, some kind of trade of information. And the other one's Roger Stone. Boy, talk about somebody being quiet. He couldn't be quiet when all that stuff came out about that movie that he was doing, that documentary, and when that hit. But since then, man, you haven't, I think anybody's heard a peep out of him. So Roger Stone, are you going to be held accountable? Roger Stone, are you going to be held accountable? Roger Stone, are you going to be held accountable? I got the King of Cups, and it's the signifier. Well, you know that he was one of Nixon's advisors. But what's that got to do with Biden? I don't know. Or what's going on in our government. Let's draw another one. This is Roger Stone. Well, maybe he thought he was safe, but this is somebody coming in. This is the law coming in. This is him not being well. Like I said, he's as old as I am, so I could see. I'd get pretty sick pretty quick if I had to go to jail, even if I didn't want to get sick, because I'm not that spry already. So anyway, so that could be something to do with him being sick or down. Oof. God, he knows where he knows where the real bodies are buried. I bet he knows about people that actually got for entertainment only. He knows where the real bodies are buried. We'll leave it there. Probably back through several presidencies. We've got he might come through and put the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae when this whole thing's all over. Here's manna from heaven. He might get a little time off or get sent to a better jail or something for something he gives. Some female brings out something about him that we'll be hearing about right away because this is in the near future. I don't know if this is his seventh house. This is the bully, and we all know that he's definitely been a bully all his life. So this is nobody wanting to play with him anymore. So his time's over anyway. He knows that. And this is something coming down on him hard and strong. For some of the stuff he was trying to run and be in charge of. He's literally thinking about leaving the country. More so than Trump. Maybe him and Trump have a plan for both of them to leave the country. That's the two. But I don't think him and Roger Stone are that close. But either way, a couple of people there thinking about leaving the country. We're talking about Roger Stone. Maybe him and his wife. And then we have the Page of Pentacles here. That's money, but it's not a lot of money. He's got enough money to do it. I think that's just saying he does. Yes, he does have enough money to do it. It was him and his wife. Because he's worried if he don't get out of the country, he might end up in jail. So he's thinking, these other people are just saying, no, I'm not going. I just have kind of like a hit. If Trump loses the election, he'll be leaving the country the next day. If Trump doesn't win the election, he'll be gone the next day. I don't know if he'll be gone before then. But here we are. He knows that he's hot, that they've got all this information on him. And he knows, that he could be arrested, subpoenaed, or indicted at any time. He's not real well, so he's hoping that he's going to get out of this some way. Here's the past influence on the present. He's always been a frickin' devil asshole, let's put it that way. He does know where a lot of the money came from, especially from the foreign countries, and where it's buried at. This is some female maybe his girlfriend. Maybe she's making a big influence on him. I don't know. I don't know if she's even still with him. She was with him through all that other stuff. She's probably still there. This is him, an end to him carrying the big stick, being a bully, and are people paying any attention to him? And this is something coming down on him hard and quick. So maybe he should leave the country before the election. And he can always come back. He can always be on a trip abroad during the election. Of course, if Trump's not in jail already, yet he's still out running, he'll probably be running around trying to screw everything up right before, like they always do. This is actually checking on going overseas, for him and his girlfriend. He's not sure he's got enough money, but it's to stay out of jail. So yeah, he's worried about it. Doesn't say he's going, but he's worried about it. He's pretty sure he'll be there in a heartbeat if Trump loses the election. So he's putting his hopes on Trump winning the election too. Trump's not going to win the election. That much I know. Trump is not getting reelected. Care what, even, like I said, even the people on TYT that usually always call an ace and a spade, no telling what side of the political deal it comes from, they're worried about Trump winning. And maybe I know they're not corporate, but maybe they keep bringing it up to scare people. I don't know. But Trump is not going to win the election, whether he goes up against Biden or people were to get smart and actually have a Democratic primary, which they're not going to do anyway, and the Democrats aren't going to allow it. That's what people are tired of. They're just tired of the bullshit. We're all tired of the bullshit from both sides, and at least the Republicans know they're being lied to. We're all being lied to. So let's see. It says star aligned. That's the person's name that asked the question. And they're asking about Governor Abbott, Dan Paxton, Ken Paxton, or is it Ken Paxton? Will Texas get relief from these rabid repube bamboons? She did good. So that's star line. It says, will Ken Paxton, Dan Patrick, Governor Abbott, will the people from Texas get a relief from their rabid Republican baboons? And I didn't put an answer. I didn't get an answer for that. Not all three of them. They're not about to get off. It'd be nice if they just got rid of one of them. But I'm just going to ask. I guess I'm getting tired. I might as well take them one at a time. Just do 3 cards across. So Governor Abbott, I don't think is up for re-election. I don't think they come up every 6 years, or he could be. God, I wish somebody beat his ass. Truth be known, I bet you Beto beat him. But anyway, we'll never know the truth coming out of Texas. So let's see. Abbott. We'll do him first. I'm just going to cut the cards and see if we can get a yes or no on him. I know I had a card trying to jump out there. Let's see if we get that card again. I'd say yes, there could be an upset on that. Okay. Had the karma card come out. Let's see. Abbott first. Yes or no? Looks like no. Nobody's going to unseat him, it looks like, unless the government comes after him for something. Let's go ahead and do this. So we got Abbott sitting here on his throne. Got the wealthy merchants behind him. Sitting pretty. Some secrets coming out, but most people don't pay attention to secrets on these kind of people. I mean, everybody knows what a snake he is. There might be some scandal coming out, some kind of lawsuit or something coming after him. Look at this. And this is a yes. So I would be surprised to see him get accused, maybe indicted. Something, some kind of secrets getting uncovered about Abbott. We're talking about Abbott really fast. So some scandal might be coming out about Abbott. And then we won't hear any more about it for a while, or he feels like he's got a handle on it because that's the 7th house. And the energy around this is he's got out of everything he's ever been in before when he shouldn't have. But here's the Wheel of Fortune. That's his hopes and fears. So something serious could be coming. I thought this was kind of a silly thing to read on, but now I am. Something really serious. I mean, I didn't think it was silly for the question, but I mean, all three of them, there was no way to read on them, and I didn't know how to do this. So we got the Wheel of Fortune. So something's changing for him. That's his biggest fears, and that's what's in his biggest fears. Look at this. This is too good to be true. But this is what the cards are saying. I got to go by what the cards say. Even if it's something I want to hear and something that surprises me. So this is like big government, DOJ or something, checking into something. And he thinks he don't have to worry about it. But then all these secrets get revealed. Things that he thought was hidden wasn't hidden deep enough. And this is big guns coming in after him. This is big judges, maybe big DOJ or something like that. And this is saying, yes, that I was on the right track. This is all these secrets being revealed. And this is quickly. And he blocks it and thinks that he got out of it cool. And then something happens, the worm turns, and here he is in jail. So it may not happen right away, but I think... I don't know, do they have jails for wheelchairs? I guess they do. They have disabled people in jail. They probably do the same thing they do to Trump, let him call all the strikes and balls and stuff. I don't understand. I'll never understand why they don't really just do the real lawyering on these people. But because it scares them, they don't want somebody coming back and doing it to them. So anyway, yeah, it looks like he may be in trouble for something quicker than we think, because remember, that was in the near future. So it could be, and that was Governor Abbott. Let's do this Dan Paxton. Is it Ken Paxton? Somebody said Dan Paxton, but then I wrote Ken Paxton. So it's Dan or Ken. I think it's Ken Paxton. So we'll... Texas get a relief from him. Maybe he'll step in a hole and break his neck after what he's trying to pull on this girl that just got permission to have this abortion because she has an unviable pregnancy. And now he's saying that if they do this, he's coming after all of them. It would be great karma if he just stepped in a hole and sprained his ankle and fell down and broke his freaking neck. Then then he could go join the other guy in the wheelchair. I shouldn't talk like that, but I'm really, stuff like that should upset anybody. You hear the bullshit coming out of that. So this is Paxton. Thought he was going to go to jail. I mean, he's already indicted for other stuff. It looked like he was going to jail, and then his own people let him out again. They're just such a bunch of crooks. They're all afraid. I could just hear behind the, well, if I go for this, I'm going to tell on you for that. And that's just what's going on with these guys. Now here comes the DOJ here comes somebody big after Paxton, money, the law. And here's Paxton in jail. So I'm not going to go, I don't like him enough to even go into that energy any deeper. But this is him in jail, and this is them coming after him. So it may not happen right away, but he's in trouble for something. I'm just going to stop right there. He's in trouble. And you guys getting tired? I'm kind of getting tired, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do some more of these questions, or maybe I can do some more tomorrow. But let's see. We got... The squeaky chair is driving me crazy. Probably driving you all crazy, too. Nobody mentioned it last time, and I didn't either. I shouldn't have mentioned it this time. It's the way the human nature is. Sometimes people don't notice stuff. Okay, somebody wanted to know if Republicans will be successful. In fact, it might still be this stargazer or whatever, or scar alignment lady. Somebody wants to know, will Republicans be successful in overturning the issues on the issues of in Ohio, and that had to be abortion issues, that they voted it where it would be legal, and they're trying to overthrow them. They want to know if they're going to be successful in overthrowing the vote, which should be a non-starter. But the way our government's all set up all over right now, in all these states and federal houses and stuff, it's no wonder people are upset and don't want to even vote. But anyway, you've got to vote. You've got to get out of there, and you got to vote blue no matter who. No matter if it's somebody you don't like. I mean, I swear to God, I'd even vote for Nancy Pelosi if she's the only one running. If there was a primary and somebody running against her, I'd vote in the primary against her. But when it came down to the deal, I'd vote for her. So, I'm not going to go back through all these and cut that out either. But I probably should. Everybody's going to be all mad. But just if you love Nancy Pelosi, that's fine. She did a lot of wonderful things when she was younger. So she got so much corporate money and corporate stuff behind her that it's been a one-way street for the last 20 years or more. More than that. Anyway, and that's just my opinion, and we don't have to think alike. So a lot of people get really mad sometimes and say, well, I'm not watching no more of this because you said something I don't like. Well, I may say, if anybody agrees with somebody else all the time, there's something wrong with them anyway. That's what politics is. It's a matter of polemics. It's discussing ideas. So it's nothing to get upset about. Unless somebody's talking about going in and annihilating a bunch of women and children. That's kind of hard not to get upset about sometimes. So anyway, will Republicans be overturning Ohio's, that bill they put through? Can't remember what it was called, but there was a name for it. Where they put through the bill where abortion will be legal, and they're trying to overturn it. Are they going to be able to overturn it in Ohio? Let's hope we get one card. Well, I got the emperor, so that shouldn't be the laws held up. But it's the people in the law that's trying to overturn it. But this is like the biggest court. If it goes clear to the Supreme Court, maybe the Supreme Court will go with the people. So I'm going to say no. I am saying no. And that is saying yes, I'm right. So, okay. So, yeah, it's gonna stand. They're going to try to overthrow it, but it's not going to work. It's going to stand. Well, so far, everything's come out pretty darn good in all these questions. So let's see. I'll just like I said, you sent me a bunch of them. Thank you all. I want to thank. Oh, if anybody wants a reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. I was going to mention that when I first started this video, and I didn't. If anybody wants a reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com, and put your phone number in there. And I got all kinds of openings, especially at 2 p.m. Pacific time. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Put your phone number in there. And that's readings with an S. I thought I already read on this, but maybe not. This is, will Kevin McCarthy take Matt Gaetz down? God. Bunch of little kids fighting like 2-year-olds. They need some adults in Congress. But we need people in there that aren't taking the money. If that ever happens, when they clear the money out of there, we will have a government again, but it won't happen until it happens, and nobody wants it to happen. It's in government, so how do you do it? How do you change something from the bottom up when the people on top are not playing by the rules? It's hard to do, but I think it's going to be done. I think this younger generation isn't going to put up with this crap. If we can keep our democracy for the next 7 or 8 years, it's going to change so fast we won't even recognize it. Don't forget, read that book, Justice is Coming. That's the best book on politics I've ever read in my life. And I've read a bunch of them. And I've had a lot of people thank me already for that book, for mentioning that, because they felt the same way when they read it. So it's not just me. So, will Kevin McCarthy take down Matt Gaetz? Nice to see that. I got the chariot turned the other way around, so that could be a yes, but let's cut him now and see what comes up. Well, he's thinking about it. Won't be right away, it doesn't look like. Temperance. Somebody puts the brakes on him. Maybe he's told that if you're going to get this job, you're going to have to keep your mouth shut. We don't want Congress anything. We don't want the House any thinner than it is. So it's coming through from that card to me. Let me see. Something's going to be revealed to the whole world about Matt Gaetz. We knew it wasn't coming fast. It hadn't come fast for... None of this crap's come fast for him. Looks like there's been some kind of deal made. There's already been so many deals made. That's why he hadn't been in jail yet. But you know, he's got some big investigations on him. I'm still thinking that Gaetz, DeSantis, and that other guy that went to prison end up getting pulled into something altogether, all three of them, before this is over. But maybe not. They got so many big fish to go fry. Maybe all these little people will get off. But it looks like maybe Gaetz thinks he's okay, but this is like the whole world knowing or seeing something. And Gaetz trying to make some kind of deal. And I don't think it works because here's the law right on top of him. So we'll just leave it there. It looks like things could go bad for him. There's another one here. It says when McCarthy leaves, who will replace him? Whoever runs under a Republican ticket from his district, probably. So there's not much sense in pulling on this, but there's a question mark here by Allie Alexander. Why haven't we heard anything about him? What's going on with Allie Alexander? Remember, this is part 2. My other one was part 1. Allie Alexander. Allie Alexander. Somebody's investigating him. Somebody taking a deep look at him. This is like a deal being offered, but I don't think it's being offered to him. Maybe if they do come after him, that's him offering some, trying to buy his way out of it or talk his way out of it. He's still so stupid he thinks Trump's going to win the election. He's working hard to help Trump win the election. Brainwashing Republicans. But for some reason, they don't have the money they usually do. The money's being held close to, I don't know if it's because of all Trump's lawsuits that he's using money on or something, but there's not as much money flowing into that Republican Party as usual, even with all the bullshit. And this is a bunch of fighting going on among him and the people working with him. Probably trying to figure out what to do, whether to just stay straight Nazi or maybe make a different approach or something about the way, because I think he's one in charge of the campaign or something. He's doing something. I just heard it the last couple of days. I hadn't heard his name in forever, and then I heard it right after I wrote that question down, that he was in charge of something. So this is secrets coming out. So we're going to find out more secrets about him. And, of course, the Republican Party. We're going to keep finding out secrets about them for the next year or probably 10 years. This is, once he knows he's in really, really trouble, somebody offering him some kind of a deal. I thought, no, that's not true. He's not going to get a deal, but maybe he will. And this is big guns coming in after him. And this is him going to jail if he don't play his cards right. So, this is Allie Alexander. Somebody is really investigating him. And he thinks he can talk his way out of it. And he also thinks maybe Trump will win because he's been busting his ass, putting out a lot of propaganda. But the money's not there like it usually is for Republican politics. And he's also fighting with some of his peers about which way to approach this. This is a whole bunch of secrets coming out, and we're talking about him, so I'm going to say they're about him. And this is about them offering him a deal, maybe to put up and shut up or whatever. And this is, I think he's going to get arrested and put in jail. Maybe by the time, the way this thing's going, it's taking so long, maybe by the time they get him, they'll just be arresting him and taking him to the jail instead of letting him bail out. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what they'd be doing to anybody else that was in on all this stuff. You know damn well if it was one of us, we'd be in jail since the get-go. As soon as we got indicted, there would be no bailout, no matter how much our fine was or how little it was. There wouldn't be a fine. You'd just be in jail. So, who else? We got Tiffany Trump. Does she like her dad? Well, this is a nice change. I've often wondered. In fact, when I read that, I thought I've wondered that so many times, and I've never read on it. I mean, everybody kind of maybe likes her dad. Maybe he's a hero to her, but I don't know. She didn't have to get married at stupid Mar-a-Lago, so I think her mother and whoever she married had enough money to marry her somewhere else, but they ended up back in the middle of all that trash. So I thought, well, she must like him. I remember when that happened, I was thinking about that. But I don't know. Does Tiffany like her dad, Tiffany Trump? Everybody likes their dad, but let's see. I guess we'll pull some cards on what she thinks of her father. Let's put it that way, because I heard that she did go to law school. In fact, I think she graduated. I think she even got her, I think she passed the bar. So she's not stupid like him. Must have taken after Marla Maples. He might be the last lawyer that had worked for him. Might end up being the one that ends up defending him when he quits. He never pays any of the rest of them, and every time they lose, he once talks horrible about them. God, I hope that little sweet girl don't get mixed up in that. But anyway, stranger things have been going on in the last few years. So. Good Lord. Does Tiffany Trump like her daddy? I think maybe it depends on what company she's in. This is a signifier, is the Eight of Wands. Maybe she's not sure if she does or not. It's not like she can get far from his mind or what's being talked about him. It'd be something, even if it was your stepfather that always ignored you, to have his name on the news constantly. And this is like Trump trying to talk her into something, so I was just bullshitting about that. The last lawyer left on earth. She's a star, so maybe she likes his celebrity, but not him. He's disappointed her and broke her heart most of her life. She's worked really hard to get to where she's at in her life and what she's doing. She's almost past the point of caring a whole hell of a lot. She's always felt like she was kept out in the cold compared to the rest of the family. And she's kind of got a democratic outlook on life. I don't know what her politics are personally, but I don't think she's MAGA, whatever. She may not even be that political, because this shows that she's got common sense on her side. I think before it's all over, I hope she don't get mixed up with him, because it looks like if she does, he'd throw her under the bus too. And then we got the Fool, which is usually sometimes the hero's journey. Maybe that's to stay away from him. Maybe, things come out. Trump's right on top of that death card. Let's see. We're talking about Tiffany Trump, and said, does she like her dad? She's got a lot of different opinions about her dad. And this is her dad. So we got the cards right. It's right over. This is I thought maybe trying to get him to help him or something, which I think is why? What? Him leaving town or something? She has always liked his celebrity, although he's broke her heart most of her life. She's worked hard to get where she's at, even though she's always felt like she was out in the cold from the family. Some of her ideals on life and her feelings, and where she's kind of toward the Democratic Party a little bit. And her hopes and fears that she does love him. She's afraid all this is going to end up killing him. and that she also thinks he's on a fool's journey. She does not think he's going to win the election. She does not think he's going to win the election. So it's whatever you got out of there, but it was kind of interesting. Doesn't look like, I didn't think it was going to show that she disliked him, but he's disappointed her most of her life. It's probably mixed feelings. It looked like a bunch of mixed feelings. And we're like that usually about, a lot of people are like that about their parents. And he would be a hard one to love. Be afraid of him maybe or something, but he'd be hard to love. Most of them just tried to please him all his life, probably to get some attention. I don't know. That's what it looked like. That's the way the hierarchy was. Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. What are you up to, you little dirty son of a gun? Who are you trying to screw this week, Ron? Ron Johnson, Wisconsin. Who are you screwing with this week, Ron? Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read on him, and then I'm going to close this off because I got enough to do at least one more, or maybe two more, but I'm going to close this off, and I'll do some tomorrow. I'm really getting tired. So Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson. What's going on with you right now? God, you guys sent me a lot of good questions, didn't you? So proud of me, you, and I'm proud of me for writing them down too. Because sometimes I get some good ones and I think I'm going to go back and check those, then I don't know where to find them. So this time I started right out writing them down. And I had to. There were so many. Well, he's got some plans. Look at this. That's his signifier is the planning card. I don't know. This is like running again, or he's not worried about being in any trouble over this insurrection, even though it was his secretary that was taking the papers down to the Federal's building and stuff to hand him in the fake elector. So it looks like he thinks he's out of there scot-free, that he's got a plan to get out scot-free. Got some donations even in Wisconsin. It looks like there's money coming in. The influence from the past on the present. Sometimes he does think about things he could be in jail for. He may not think it's happening yet, but if it got exposed, it could happen, some of his plans. This is just him being quiet and trying to stay out of the limelight. In the near future, he's going to have a bad, broken heart. And this is usually a family card, even when you go into to political cards. This would be a family card, maybe a little bit. So I don't know. Broken heart right away. The strength card in the 7th house. I don't know. I thought this man was spineless. So this is probably his wife. And maybe his daughters. I don't know. But he's got feminine strength around him. Is the only thing that's keeping him going now. Why he's not just a total screwed up mess. I think that he may think that the Democrats are going to win heavily, so he may not be as he may not run. He's worried about justice coming down on him. That's his hopes and fears. Wouldn't it be something if he didn't even run again? But now he's in the House, or he wouldn't have had his secretaries taking him over there. I was thinking he was in the Senate. I don't know. Let's go back and and it shows him walking away. Okay, that's what it shows. So he's talking to somebody about becoming a lobbyist or something. trying not to shine too much light on what he's done and what he could be in trouble for. The money's not coming through like usual. He is worried about going to jail, and he's been being really super quiet. Something's going on in his family. Maybe somebody's sick. Maybe he is worried about going to jail. This is female strength around him. So maybe he's sick. He don't look sick, but maybe. Usually those ornery mean ones never get sick. But this is. We got the King of Cups. So he's thinking about getting away from politics, is what I felt like when I turned this over. And then we got the heavy justice card, big justice, and him walking away. I think if he thinks maybe if he doesn't run it, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides not to run again. I don't know why, and that would be one of the best things that could happen to anybody. And they got it so gerrymandered in Wisconsin, I don't think he can lose his seat, but it looks like maybe he's going to be heading for the hills or something. So anyway, that's Ron Johnson, and I'm tired, and I'm going to stop this now. And remember, Lynn Tarot Readings, Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com if you want to, and put your phone number in there if you want a reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It was fun not having to worry about what I was going to do. It made it easy just reading the cards. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and God bless y'all, and namaste.